Hey everybody, you got Jada
and Camille,
and we are calling all boss babaes and creative kabayan. We are all out here trying to redefine what it means to be Tita.
and we're taking a little bit of a break here. So grab your spring cleaning tools because we're going to talk about spring transition and some of the things that you can look forward to this season.
Yes.
Now that it's finally officially here.
Thank goodness the sun is actually here.
Yeah.
Because Canada said, oh, you guys forgot you're Canadian last week.
I know. Oh my gosh.
And I think it was originally meant to be flurries. And then next thing I know, I'm putting on my jacket to go shovel the driveway.
Literally. We had to bust out the snowblower. It was no joke.
Oh, man. At least you have a snowblower. Jealous.
I made my husband get one because there were so many times that were he's shoveling and it's taking hours. And I'm like, listen, this could be solved in a few minutes. We can go to the store. We can, it's a little bit of a heftier investment, but worth every cent.
Oh, so
worth every cent. And they're usually on sale this time of year or off season.
Let's get ahead. Yes.
Right.
Or in case Canada wants to snow on us one more time. I don't know.
Please no.
Yeah, please no.
Please don't.
I really want to just start I want the spring and summer outfits and less layers and more sun.
Yeah, more sun. It makes such a huge difference when you start your day. You heard our exchange. We were going back and forth this morning with voice notes and weather reports, and it was.
Oh, her voice was I don't know if it was the voice note or if I was listening to the news. Your voice note was so official. No,
you were turned in kind, so thank you. Thanks for playing along. It was a great rally.
Okay, we're playing a game. I love this.
It was amazing.
So that was good.
Yeah, but
how's your week been?
It's really just been a lot of confusion. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know how to show up.
Oh no,
I didn't know how to dress. Honestly, I kid you not, was it 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I put away most of my winter stuff.
Yeah.
I left a vest out and a jacket out and a couple of boots, just knowing,
Canada.
Exactly. I've lived here my entire life. I know that there's some surprises that can happen during the vernal equinox. But so I put it away, but I didn't know how to dress. So I'm wearing a cardigan that's short sleeve today, but it's also knit.
Yeah.
It's, but it's a bright color. So
it's true. It's smart layers. There was a term. I'm trying to remember what the term is, but you know what? I'll say it when I remember it. But basically, you have to dress like that in Toronto. You never know. The sun could be out, but it's only warm when you're in the sun. As soon as you hit a shadow, it's freezing, it's windy, it's all over the place. So you need to be able to layer on, layer off.
Exactly.
As best as you can.
Especially if you're traveling from city to city or
oh, true.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because
especially if you're seeing houses, showing places.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's wild. I'll never forget. Was it 3 weeks ago? I was driving to Clarington and everything was fine when I was in Toronto.
Yep.
And as I crossed through Pickering and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden I got hit with a wall of flurries and I was so upset.
What is happening?
But then I drove through it to the other side where there was more clarity.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to Clarington, it was fine. On my way back, I hit the same pattern, but
oh man.
Yeah.
We're close though.
Yeah, we're close. We're almost there.
Today's beautiful.
So it felt different today. Today.
Yeah. And I think everyone knows about seasonal depression, but you definitely move differently when there's more sun, nicer weather. I definitely feel more energized. So I think that's what I'm also looking forward to because, seasonal depression is not fun.
No, definitely.
Or when it's just hard to come out of the bed and it's warm and comfy and outside is cold, gray, and nasty. So
I know. What I miss most is the walks outside. I know you can walk outside during the winter. I'm not one of those people, to be honest.
I don't mind when it's mild.
Yeah. Yeah. But it has to be really mild.
Okay, we have to go for a hike though, by the way.
Yeah, we do. We do. So many trails in the area.
Oh man. Well, we got a lot to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
I think it's gonna be a good one. Liz, Kai, we miss you as always.
Love you.
Love y'all. And I know you guys will be back next week.
Yeah.
And have you heard of the new documentary Quiet on Set?
I have not. And I'm afraid of what you're gonna say next.
It's actually really upsetting. Just because it's this deep dive documentary on Nickelodeon late 90s, early 2000s, and Dan Schneider, which was it was their golden child producer, basically, and he was responsible for a lot of hit shows growing up, that being All That, The Amanda Bynes Show, iCarly, and this documentary gets pretty dark, I'm not gonna lie. So the documentary is described by IMDb as an online database of info on films and shows, as a series that uncovers the toxic culture behind some of the most iconic children's shows of the late 1990s and early 2000s.
Oh my.
And, you know, looking back, this is also a time where, you know, there were less laws and protection in place. So they definitely got away with a lot more. And it's just upsetting to know what was happening behind these shows that gave us joy as kids, you know, but then to know kind of what was happening behind scenes. And I thought this was going to be like a movie, like a 2-hour segment. There's a full 5 episodes. So that just
It's out right now?
It's out already. Yeah.
Where?
I think it's Amazon Prime. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
I may have not got on a streaming link, but Amazon Prime, and then a bunch of other ones, which I'll have to like look into. But yeah, it's 5 episodes, and that kind of just speaks to how much information they are uncovering. And it's just like sad to think, because it's like these are kids at the end of the day. And then also just thinking about the fact that like as Hollywood stars, you know, as a kid as well, you're growing up, they got so much value from, you know, being the provider for their families, having this amazing opportunity, not wanting to mess this up. So to have that happen, and
Layered
then
on
all
top
of those,
everything,
and then also when you think about it, when they're also filming the documentary, like you're gonna have to sit through that, relive it, and talk to certain things. So don't get me wrong, super dark and very unfortunate, but I'm very happy because justice will be served, and it's things like this where you get that word out to kind of help, like I said, bring justice to people who have been wronged, you know?
I want to watch it, but I haven't seen a documentary since surviving R. Kelly. That really like damaged me internally, and I don't even know if I finished it, to be honest.
I feel like I kind of started it, and I was just like, this is painful.
Like, even now, I'm just like, it's like like I just want to throw up. Like it's just, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. But Nickelodeon's very near and dear to
a lot of it was either Disney or Nickelodeon.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
TVO, if you're Canadian. YTV. Let me not forget. Let me not disrespect those amazing powerhouses as a kid growing up, because they were responsible for a lot of memories for me as well. But I also just think this like quiet on set. I think also just in this day and age, a lot of things are coming to light. A lot of things were done in the dark, and you know what that means. It's all going to come to light eventually. So just with this whole thing with Nickelodeon and like all the, you know, sexual assault that happened and things like that, it all ties into also Mr. Sean Diddy Combs.
Come on, of course. Oh my goodness gracious.
So for anyone out there, if you've seen his homes, not just one, multiple in Miami and LA, got raided, his kids got detained. Yep. He was seen pacing at the airport. Also really weird because Kai caught this. So amidst all this craziness, this guy, for some reason, or someone on his team thought it was substantial or made sense to change his Instagram profile, which is him like making a heart with his hands and smiling. And I'm like,
what?
Of all the things to do that you're gonna be like, first of all, that you're in trouble for already, or people are suspecting, technically nothing official. But yeah, they raided his homes to help with this investigation because, let me just read the tip here. In less than 4 months, rapper Sean Combs has been sued for sexual assault and harassment 5 times. People on his team, are being persecuted right now as well. Yeah. So I say that to all say it's all connected. I think Hollywood, celebrities, like there's a lot just coming out. It's obviously going to take time as well, because when you're dealing with the law system and court system, it just, you know, they can get dragged out. But yeah, that's crazy. And I can't believe that's happening. But again, also just happy to know that justice will be served. Or that's the hope, right? That people who have had to hide, have been silenced, has been looked at as crazy, which also like, now I'm kind of jumping back between the two topics, but Amanda Bynes, I thought you were crazy at one point. And actually maybe that's not even the right terms to use, so please excuse me. But just all the conspiracy around, anyone that does want to speak out against Hollywood or has been abused by Hollywood. It's easy for the tabloids to just paint this picture of you when in reality you're being silenced or something bigger is actually happening.
Literally.
But yeah, and apparently his private jet has gone to, what country is it? He went to a country, maybe we'll just quickly Google it. But basically went to a country that he can't be extradited. Is that the term? I also did not know this term. I found out through this story. So that's kind of scary to know that he's running away.
Antigua,
there you go.
Initially reported.
There's another rumor that apparently they're like, who's to say that they're going to raid his house? Who knows if they're going to destroy evidence? So there's also like that kind of point of view as well. So just crazy. Also just makes me grateful. Like my life's not perfect, but I'm like, I could not. I could never be part of that. Some people don't even ask to get, be part of that. They're just drawn into that. But it's just so wild to think.
I don't even know what to say about any of that. Like that's a lot. And honestly, like with him being like, it's always like the big stars, right? Like the biggest stars, even with Michael Jackson, like, rest in peace. Like I don't know. I don't know because, there's just a lot. And I'm not saying that I don't believe the people who've accused them because there's some pretty damning evidence.
Yeah.
Even against Michael Jackson. Right. So it's just like, someone put it in perspective for me. I think it was Jerry Halliwell from the Spice Girls who said this, where it's just like,
but love her.
Think about like the level of stardom they have. Like when you get to a level of fame and a level of, financial independence, you feel like no one can touch you. And I guess you're kind of you're catapulted into this world, or you've created, or people have helped create this world around you where you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's right at all.
No,
because you're doing that. And then there's, to your point, like people getting drawn into this lifestyle. I think about watching the Surviving R. Kelly series and how many people had to be involved in that. It wasn't a single person who did this. It wasn't
teams.
just him.
There's
exactly.
A system in place.
You had security guards sitting outside of people's rooms to keep them inside, starve them, make sure they didn't leave, whatever the case may be. Like it's never just one person. These people have full teams of salaried associates who are getting paid to do this. So when you think about, to your point, Amanda Bynes and people like that who want to speak out and are getting punished, like you have to take into account all of these things.
Orlando Brown from That's So Raven. I mean, who knows what happened, but like even that's something to kind of question and take a look at. But I will say this in MJ's defense, Corey Feldman, he's another child star actor. He was being interviewed and they were like, okay, like you're in this interview saying all these terrible things that are happening in Hollywood. Like, why aren't you going to the police or why? And he goes, I am on record. He's gone straight to the station, reported everything in detail, has given names and said, go investigate these people. And what he got in return was them trying to continuously pin it on Michael Jackson. And he said, Michael never did anything. He is not the one you should be after right now. And continuously kept pointing to the culprits that they should be investigated, which have they been investigated to this point?
Who knows? Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? That's a good point.
This kind of stuff makes me so grateful for my regular life.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's so easy to be enticed by fame or
it's true
popularity or certain circles, but at what cost?
I know,
right? What comes with that world sometimes?
Yeah, and I remember Macaulay Culkin stands up for Michael Jackson, and he's like the child actor, like he was the child actor, and he's like, no, he never touched me, never did anything like weird. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, are they trying to exploit people for money? I don't know. Like, there's just so many unknowns. We don't live in that world. P. Diddy, though, I've been hearing things about him from time. Like when you have friends who are like into industry and stuff like that, like, I'm not going to lie. I've been hearing like weird things. I don't know. Everything to me is a rumor at the end of the day.
I just never personally liked him because I thought he was a jerk. He wasn't trusted. Like he made so many making the bands and like took advantage of these kids. So as a person, I just felt like he's someone you kind of keep a distance from. And I like the music, like no problem there. But to kind of see all this come to light, it's like, yikes, your ugly is about to show, sir. Yuck. We are about to talk about spring cleaning because the sun is out. The snow has thankfully melted. And it's about that time.
Sure
I think, I know it's a term, but I'm like, I think it's actually such a helpful point in your year just to kind of shake off all the cold debris of winter.
Salt stains.
Get yourself situated. I'm a big believer that your environment affects your productivity and just kind of how you move. And I'll admit, when my room is messy, life can feel even more life is chaotic, period. Let's just start there. But at least when you have a clean space, an organized space, I think it's helpful to, how you move. So
Agreed.
yeah. Are you like a diligent springtime cleaner?
I am.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Every year it's like a game time decision in terms of like, I don't have like a set system.
Right.
But then also funny enough, I've made a career change, shifting gears this week. So with that said, I do have more time on my hands.
Yay.
And I'm definitely taking advantage of the time to spring clean.
Yes.
And I think it'll just be good in terms of being a pivotal point in terms of what I'm going to do next. So.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, you never know what's hiding. Like, I still had like Christmas gifts that needed to be put away. And like in my defense, okay, I do have a hot sauce, a love of hot sauce. I don't want to call it an addiction because that makes it sound unhealthy. But I do love hot sauce. I love spice. So for Christmas, my mother-in-law, she does this thing throughout the year where she goes to she lives out of the city. So she'll go to like different shops and like markets, and like anytime she travels, she'll buy a hot sauce from like a vendor and she'll bring it back, sometimes multiple. Okay. So for Christmas, she gave us maybe like 30 bottles of hot sauce.
Stop it.
It's something crazy. Like
that's fun.
I have nowhere to store it. So it's just literally just sitting in the Christmas
like, now
bag
I need
in
a
my
cabinet.
Room, right? Like, and I have a kitchen.
Cabinet.
I have a whole kitchen with the hot sauce that she's given me throughout the year because she gives it to me throughout the year.
Nice.
But now I have this like super stash also of just in case.
Sounds super exclusive.
Right? It's like an apocalypse level of hot. Like no one's going to go through that much hot sauce.
Do you have one in your bag?
No, surprisingly, and it's in fairness, it's because I can't fit anything else in that bag. But maybe I used to carry hot sauce in my bag. Maybe I'll start again. This is the perfect. Thanks, Jada.
No problem.
That's a great tip.
Well, since you have so many,
I know, right? Oh my gosh! And I don't want to regift them because they are exclusive, and I do want to try all of them. And I actually have. This is so off topic, but I've been like on a quest to, find the spice that's too much for me.
Ooh.
Because I had yet to find it.
We should totally do like a hot ones challenge.
I would love to. Yes, we need to.
I like that. I'm for it. I've done it before with a family, but we only did the 7.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
No, let's do it.
Let's do that.
She did find me the hot sauce that like I cannot tolerate. For long, so I don't know if we'll put that on.
Do you
the
like to be punished?
Yeah,
is it that kind of
weird,
like, oh my gosh,
it's a little strange. Yeah, so when someone asks me if something's spicy, I'm like, you shouldn't ask me because I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
I cannot tell
your gauge is like completely different from like
hence when we went for
person.
wings, I was like, these are the flavors I like. I don't know what you want to order. Do with that information what you may.
Oh man,
So
I've been craving wings, by the way.
Maybe we'll go.
That was a great spot. Maybe we'll go, and the fries are amazing. Haha, kindly.
Wing station
jealous.
But back to spring
cleaning.
I did clean my room, and of all the things that is still there, like I cleaned everything else. Everything is gone. I do still have a couple of jackets out just in case, but I'm going to put those away likely this weekend after Easter.
Please.
And then I have to just kind of clean the rest of the house. So what I do is we start inside. And then we just kind of tackle room by room. Yeah. I gave myself the entire week because I can't just clean for a week. Yeah. Right? Like I have to work.
You have to allocate the time to clean.
Right. And it's a big deal. Yeah. Right. And like I cleaned my baseboards, but I couldn't get to that stuff because I had so much stuff in the way. Yeah. So I cleaned all the stuff. We did all the laundry. We put it all away. And like we started to toss all the things that, we don't need anymore.
Oh, a good purge.
Right.
Purging is very important.
It's like the number one step. Right? Yeah. You have 100%. And like now's the time of year where you'll hear of a lot of drives. Like my church is holding a drive, I think, in 2 weeks, right? So we're bed sheets, towels, clothes, all the things, put them in a bag and give them to people who need it.
It's good to purge, but to your point too, like also don't want to create more waste. Like if something is still usable, like someone else can definitely use.
Literally people need these things, right? Yeah, so exactly. There's that. And then we essentially put everything into the garage. That's kind of like the dumping ground.
Yes.
Right? Around my car.
You need the like getting out space.
Exactly.
Somewhere to put all that.
Yeah. And then from there, because we usually rent a truck at the end of the season.
Oh, this is super official. Yeah.
It's a lot. I spend a lot of money to throw out trash.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry for airing out my personal. But like we put it and we rent a truck and we put it all in the truck and then we dump it at the dump because sometimes there's that much trash.
No, for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you have
like,
to get rid of it.
Sometimes there's that much. Like, and for me, like, because I lived in that house for a while, right? And there's just years sometimes. And sometimes I have to clean up my filing cabinet. Sometimes that's like, there's a lot of stuff. So, and sometimes I don't know, there's things that sometimes I hold on to for a little too long. I'm not a hoarder. Yeah. But
I'm also still sentimental.
I'm very
I still have my special boxes with notes and cards and mementos over the year. Like, but there's still a line. Yeah. Yeah. Are you like, for those who are out there, Marie Kondo, are you the type to like hold each item and be like, does this spark joy? Or are you just kind of like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no? Like,
no, I have to do that. Like my sister is very yes, no, yes, no. And she actually has tried to help me clean. Thank you, Annette. But it doesn't work. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this t-shirt, I remember when I bought it and then like,
do I need this, what is it? Spray paint t-shirt for my
yeah, right? Like honestly, that says Cams on it. Like, no, I don't need that with a Playboy bunny airbrush on the, trucker hat. No, I don't need that. Like, thankfully, I got rid of those a while ago. I'm very proud of myself.
I'm dead. I have a couple spray tees just because I'm like, it's like there's like a Tweety one and one with like my nickname from my like grade 9 crew. Those ones I've kept. The others I've tossed.
You tossed away. That's so funny. But like, no, I definitely have to hold those. But for me, like what's helped, the general rule of thumb is if it doesn't have a home, it can't stay. So it's not like, okay, we're just gonna put that there for now. No, I can't do that. And I realize like, it helps so much. Like day to day, if I see something out of place, I notice it right away. I'm like, no, this doesn't go there.
That's a good rule of thumb. I also think when you're doing spring cleaning, you really do have to be in the right mindset. Because also sometimes I'm going through things and like there's things that I'm like, I'm going to sew this into a bag. And then next thing you know, it's just a random paper bag in the corner of my room that's been there now for a year and a half. This project that I am going to do, So I think it's like you also just have to be in the right mindset. And it's like, you got to cut what is not serving, what you don't need. Yes. What can someone else need? Whatever. Or else you're kind of just shifting things around. 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because that's a big question. It's just like, okay, if this is with me and I haven't used it in a year, is there someone who could be using this right now? That is such a good one. Yeah. Because it's one thing to want to keep things because I'm going to get around to it, or, it'd be nice to have, or it's just nice that I have it, like for the sake of having it, because that's how we are. Like, that's whatever. But just knowing that someone else could be using this and it could spark joy for them.
True. Yeah.
So.
You know what I've always wanted to do, and I've had the intention, just never got to organizing it. And I know some other people do this, but when you clear your closet, taking all those items, meeting up with a bunch of your girlfriends or friends, whoever, and then everybody does like a swap, and then everybody can shop. Essentially, everybody else's closets or pieces that they don't want. Take what you want, and then the rest gets donated. Yeah. Maybe we'll do a Tita Salita one. Who knows?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. We'll see.
It sounds so stressful for me. I don't know why. I'm like, no.
I am like, I try not to be, but I am also, there is a little pack ratty in me where I'm just like, oh, what can I find?
I know. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little curious. Yeah. Like, whenever there's a garage sale, which doesn't seem to happen as often these days, but when I drive by one randomly, I'm like, I need to stop. Yeah. I never do.
It's true. Same. Actually, it's so funny you say that. The same thing happens to me.
Right? It's just because it's like, oh, you never know. Like one man's trash is another man's treasure.
The hunt,
There's a reason why that
attracts me.
Oh my gosh. It's just, so 2 things that I do is really just, that big purge. And then like room by room, giving myself the time. I don't just say like, oh, okay, everything needs to be done today. Like it's just not realistic.
It's unrealistic.
Right.
Exactly.
Like it took me, because I was working, like it took me a week to clean my room, for example. Next is my office, and then everything else is a light clean because I'm like regularly, like day to day, there's not much in the living room, like the kitchen, like it's just those 2 rooms that are so disgusting.
Gross.
They're gross.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Like I will clean. It's just messy. Okay.
So there's the physical space, but I will also say sometimes I also do the I'll check like my hard drive and emails, so all the digital clutter as well sometimes, or I'm like, I save a bunch of documents onto my desktop and then I'm like, okay, it all needs to be filed away and saved either on my hard drive or whether it's like Google Drive or something like that. So yeah, I'll tie that into that as well.
That's important. I love that you said that. Yeah. Thank you. Because that's, oh man, I feel like my rant's about to like
inbox.
Your inbox.
Unsubscribe. Keep going, Kai.
And keep deleting. delete.
If you don't need it, delete it.
Yes.
For
Eliminate
sure.
and elevate.
Yes. Trim the taba.
Trim the taba.
Never forget. Trim the taba. We have not forgotten.
No.
I think spring it's very timely. I think the weather gets nicer. Everybody comes back outside and everyone's more social. So, you know, well, for me as a single gal, it is something to kind of look forward. I look forward more to the social part. Personally, I'm not really trying to intentionally date in terms of like being on apps. But if my man wants to find me somewhere while I'm outside, come right ahead. I'm giving you the go, please. I'm tired. Oh man, but yeah, no, I think it's going to be a good time. It's a good time to start dating if that's something that you're into, or, you know, clearing house and looking for someone new.
Yeah, you made a good point about it, like being
or reviving relationships, right? And embracing that spring energy as well.
Because it's warmer, people are out to play, and like, yeah, to your point, socialization is a big thing right now. I'm already starting to see like more events popping up. I already received this week like 3 different invites to events.
There you go.
For April. So there's quite a bit. So if you're looking to find that special someone, sign up for an event. You never know. A meet cute. It's just around the corner, right?
This is true. I mean, you have the dating apps to obviously assist. You get to sit on your couch and scroll through and see the array that your city has to offer. But that's, I think, where my old school kicks in. I'm a big fan of just human interaction, something genuine and authentic, and where else but in an environment or an event where you're doing something that you want to do, right? Like, I think that's a great starting point. So I'm still kind of banking on that personally, but
that's a good point, because then like people, if you're in your element, if it's like you know, an art event or something like that, then you get to see someone in your element.
Exactly.
Not just what makes them comfortable. So it's like, how would you fit, if at all, in this environment?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely. And I think that's one of the great things about Toronto. There's always something free on, even during winter. It's just harder in winter because obviously of weather conditions. But with spring and summer, like, all you got to do is buckle down, Google a few things. There's so many events that are always happening in the city. You really just have to take the time to find them. So if you also want to just be budget friendly or conscious, you know, something to consider.
And worst case scenario, you could just go for a walk.
Yeah, right? That's the best thing. Yeah. Let's not even, you know, it's a good way to just kind of test each other out. Ask questions, learn more about each other. And or also during your spring cleaning, I'm just saying, I'm a fan of an IKEA visit, date or not. Let's walk around. Let's, you know, find cute things to decorate the place. And then even if you don't have anything, let's go get some meatballs.
Ooh, yeah, the hot dogs, yo, the hot dogs.
An ice cream cone.
I love me an IKEA lunch. I want to go there today.
What's something that you and Justin do when
in the spring?
Yeah. Like, do you guys have like certain types of dates that you like, or is there like
Yo, we're super boring. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
don't say that.
We love to eat. Like, we love eating.
Girl, me too.
Right? So, like, you know, I stay at restaurants. Like,
I'm gonna pause you right there because I don't know. Well, I mean, for anyone that's even noticed, doesn't really matter. I've been forgetting my Tita Salita cup for like the last like 3-4 weeks. And last week I was like, sorry, girls, I'm not gonna forget. And then what did you tell me, Cam?
I threatened you.
Yeah.
I threatened to revoke any more restaurant suggestions because we usually go to eat after, and I make a lot of suggestions. And
she has great suggestions. Like, there's nothing she has suggested that we have not fallen in love with, literally. So when she said that, I said, okay, Cam. Look what I brought today. The recommendations don't stop. But yes.
Yeah. So.
Just to touch on the point, yes, she is a foodie. Her recommendations are great. So if you're ever looking for something, hit her up.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. But that's essentially all we do. We usually just eat, but we go for walks. Like, we're very like simple. Like, we're just anything where we can like enjoy each other's company. We discussed joining actually my aunt's bowling league.
Oh my gosh. Are you taking more members? because I don't want to go both.
Right?
No, honestly.
So like we're open to it. Like we were gonna start there and see how it goes, and then like maybe because we want to do something more active, because like our workout styles are completely different. So when we go to the gym, it's like we don't even go to the same gym. Like we cannot. Yeah. Like he
working out outdoors.
There you
go.
That's
even a cute activity to do. Like partner or not, like
exactly. It's so important to us. Like he's a sports guy. He's a hockey guy. Like I don't even know how to skate. Like like it's just we're so different. I like to lift weights. He does more endurance. Like it's just one of those things. So we just walk together and we want to do like a sport together. We tried a little bit of like putting.
Okay, cute.
And
fun.
I suck and he's great.
Like, my God.
Like,
have you ever done like the driving range?
Not yet.
That could
yet.
Be a fun one too.
We want to do it, but I wanted to get some like more putt mileage because I just can't even hit the ball.
Let me just hit the ball first. Okay?
Yeah, like baby
small,
steps.
Shorter distances first. Yeah.
That's where that's what we wanted to do. He's like, we wanted to go, but I'm like, I can't even hit the ball. Like
you're joking, right?
No, like I'm not gonna do this and invest in this expensive hobby because hobbies like they require an investment, right? So there's that. I don't know. Just being more active together is really like a goal of ours because we can only eat wings and dry chili chicken. So
it's called balance, people.
Yeah, there you go.
Enjoy and indulge, but
exactly
get that little workout in.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But what about you? What's your favorite thing to do in the spring? Or like, what's your ideal like first date in the spring?
Ideal date, honestly. So I'm simple too. Like I feel like a walk, especially if it's someone new and I don't know you from anywhere. We're getting to learn each other. Something like a walk, a coffee date. I'm a big fan of. It's low budget. We get to test out the waters, and then if we're vibing, then we can invest into an activity of some sort or something like that. Also, I just love trying new things. I am a foodie as well, but I think there's something to be said about just like having some form of an action or challenge that makes it fun as you're getting to know somebody. So I don't have a particular one. I'm just like, let's try new things, or I guess any experience is new for us. Okay, I'm a little bit babbling now, but
no, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good ideas. Like,
yeah, I think if you don't know them, coffee date and walking, a nice walk will suffice. And then if they're worth it, then you'll make the time and spend on some fun activities, what that could be. So fun activities, actually, let me answer that question then. Trying new restaurants. I feel like there's a lot more of activity-based places. So places like Pursuit or Activate. Activate's really fun. They give you like this band and there's like multiple rooms and you have to scan the room and there's a challenge within the room. Oh yeah, it's really fun. And then you get a workout out, which is also a bonus. And then, like I said, in Toronto, there's so many free events. So, actually, I'm a big fan of exhibits, galleries, art shows, things like that. Love a concert. Movies are fun, but then you don't get to talk to each other, which kind of like defeats the purpose of you guys hanging out together, What else is there?
I like what you said about food, though, because like that is definitely an experience. And to me, like, I don't know if I could be with someone who didn't like food.
Yeah. Also, there's restaurant etiquette. Like, are you being rude to the waiter? Because I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, something like that could be something that stands out, important. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's giving me ick. Like,
no.
When you're rude to the service like that, or that's a red flag for me.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And like, what are they getting? Like, are they open to the restaurant suggestion? Do they like spice? Do they like, like, I don't know, like, because that's if you're dating to marry, especially, I feel like it's like, can you eat dinner with this person?
Can we sit in silence comfortably?
Yes,
I think that's like a big thing too, right?
100%. And like, are we gonna eat the same thing every day?
Yeah,
which for some people is cool. Like, I'm not saying,
or at least like people are creatures of habit in that sense, right?
It just wouldn't work for me if we were just going to only eat like burgers and fries or like whatever. Like look at all the different restaurants that we have eaten together.
This is true.
You know what I mean? Just this year alone.
Variety, people. Variety.
Like it has to, you have to do sushi. Like I know Justin, like I took him to Choco. That was like a big deal. Sushi was a big deal.
And I gave up rice for Lent. So guys, the way I am craving kanin right now, it is unreal. There's food that I'm like, I haven't even eaten because I'm like, how do you even eat that without kanin? Like, no, thank you.
My stomach feels for you, man. Honestly.
Yeah, I
felt that in my heart stomach.
We did go. Where did we go? We went to Matsuda a couple weeks ago. I got sashimi. Everything else was fine and delicious, but it hurt to not eat the sushi. I'm not gonna lie. But let me flip it actually, because now we're talking about love and all the great things. But what is one of the weirdest dates you've ever been on, or like worst?
Worst date.
Yeah.
I was never really like a big dater. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll say this because there's actually a little bit of like pain in this story, but like I need to like air it out because it is funny. So I was dating this guy. He lived in Kitchener. Oh my gosh. And I drove out there and we've been on a few dates. I think at this point we were exclusive. And he was like, okay, we've actually had a few weird dates. This is just one of them.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I want to take you to this Portuguese restaurant. It's like authentic Portuguese. My family eats here. Like it's so good. I'm like, cool. I've never had Portuguese food before. Walk into the restaurant.
Oh gosh.
And it's like authentic. Like everyone there is Portuguese. It's fine, whatever. So he brings me to the table. His whole family was there.
No. Was it like you turned a corner or you walked in and I was like, oh, there's a family gathering. And you're like, oh, this is my table.
Yeah. Like I walked in and he was
oh
like, hey,
my
we're going to sit
God.
here. And I was like.
And he gave you no heads up.
No,
like you're literally about to meet my entire family.
No, it was like his mom, his dad, his brother.
Oh,
his
Lord.
niece, sister. Like it was just, I don't even remember, but it was a big round table.
Okay, so things not to do on a date. Don't surprise them with your family. Definitely a tip.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, gosh. I will say, even though we are newer friends, I obviously love our relationship. And it's just fun to just keep learning stuff about you. This story, that's always going to be with me. There were some Be Real clips, guys. That story is hilarious.
Oh, my gosh. It's wild.
But yes, I love learning more about you. And
likewise.
Just the entire group, you know?
Likewise. Yeah. Thank you for saying those kind words. I love you, Jada.
Yeah, I love you,
Jada. Oh my gosh. All right. So this segment is our Hello segment, our mix. You're going to get to know us a little bit more on that note.
Yeah.
And we're just going to fire off some questions that you would ask a friend.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is a good one. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Teleportation.
Free traveling. Immediately.
Like, so I can be anywhere, any given time, be where I need to be where I want to be. Absolutely.
That's a good one.
Because after this, I would be on a beach. Like,
yes.
You know?
And then you could do more.
Yes. Like the efficiency.
Yeah.
Who needs a calendar when you just would have a to-do list at that point in time? Like, you know, you just have a checklist of things. I don't know.
No, you've literally stopped me in my tracks because also with this question, they also say, you know, depending on how people answer, like it speaks to them.
Oh.
And quite frankly, what my answer used to be for this, and I was actually just going to say it right now, but I'm like, no, you convinced me, was to control time.
Oh.
AKA, so you have bad time management.
Oh my gosh. That to me is like scary.
Which sometimes I'm like, I ebb and flow. I have good, you know, there's better days than others, but I've gotten better. You guys know I'm an avid calendar user. So I don't want that to be my answer anymore. Teleportation is fun because it's immediate. And that's what I'm like, you're efficient. You get free travel. Like there's so many benefits to teleportation. Yeah. Sold. Like, you know? But what other superpowers could there be?
Invisibility, some people say, and I'm like, that's like, I'm not trying to sneak and scare people.
That also gives like creeper vibes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to do any of that. Like, I mean,
I think the only benefit that I would like from being invisible would be the fact that, like, I guess just like having alone time for self.
Yeah,
that is the benefit that I would have.
For sure.
And then what other superpowers are there? Super strength,
super strength.
Super speed.
Actually, yeah, super strength.
Super speed. I mean, if I could do like just Sonic make me a superpower, all around superpower. I mean, superhero.
Yeah, because for me, like, okay, because there's not really any superheroes that have their power and then not super strength. So I think that's why I never pick it, because like Wolverine is super strong, but he also heals himself. Like that's a big one for me. I really like his superpower, but like, you know, Batman's also really strong. I know he's just a regular guy and he uses technology and his riches.
Rich and entitled.
Yeah, right. But like, you know,
people have joked before.
There's all of the X-Men. They all have their own unique powers, but they're all super strong. Like, you know, like there's never...
New TV show alert for anyone that's interested on Netflix. They revived the X-Men 1997 series, but it's like current, like it's made now, like it's modern, but they revived and it's so good. There's only 2 episodes. I don't know if that's it or if they're gonna release more. But if you are an X-Men fan, if you are a cartoon fan, if you love the 90s, you love X-Men, go check it out. It's so dope. Like I didn't know
that.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely not be go watch it today.
Yeah, it's okay. No, we were productive today. We'll go. We'll go eat. We'll be a little productive, and then you can watch that today.
Oh my gosh, I'm floored. I'm surprised Justin hasn't brought that up.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. Now I know I'm going on a tangent right now. Have you watched Jennifer Lopez "This Is Me Now" video?
No, I haven't. Is it amazing?
Oh my god.
Is Ben Affleck
in it? It is so random. Yes.
Okay.
He's in it. If you want a laugh. Yo, J-Lo's under so much flack right now for creating this movie, This Is Me Now, which is like, honestly, it's just like a series of music videos.
Oh, okay.
But the concepts are super random. And then it's also like, girl, and nobody asked for this. Like, it's like so random. But she does this movie, and then she also does a documentary of her making this movie about her and her love life, and that she's addicted to love. The concept is so odd. She's under so much flack right now, but it's entertaining. It's only an hour. I love J-Lo, but I was also like, girl. Well, I think now she's under heat now because she's exposed as this industry plant. So when you've been planted by the industry, we all know homegirl can't sing and all that stuff. So I think all of these things coming together and the fact that this isn't a successful movie is just, she's under a lot of heat right now, but it is entertaining and hilarious.
Oh man,
it's a solid hour. So anyway, sorry for that detour there.
I'm sad. I love her.
I know.
Let's talk about something else.
I have a love for her, for J-Lo too, but all of that, it's just very questionable right now.
Oh my gosh.
All right, next question.
Wow. Okay, yeah. What is oh my god, I don't even know.
Oh no, am I ready for this?
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in public?
Most embarrassing. Is it embarrassing if I never claimed that I was the culprit to whatever happened?
I think it's like if you feel embarrassed.
Oh no, I have actually no. This was an adult one. I went back to my elementary school days, but I have an adult one. So I am not the most eloquent speaker. I'm very casual. I think you get that from me, from what you've seen so far. But within my professional career, I got to a point where there was a reason why I was always behind the scenes, because I'm a hard worker. Let me just do my job. That's my value. But don't ever put me in front of don't ever put me on screen. Do not ever put a mic in front of me. I don't want to present anything.
The irony.
I will do all the work. I know. I don't even know how I got here, really. But there's a point in my career, my professional career, that I'm like, okay, Jada, you got to challenge yourself. You need to be comfortable talking to these directors and senior managers, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm at a basketball game, and leadership was going around the city because it was around Caravana, because they were scoping out the city in preparation for All-Star. Oh. So my director is standing there, and I'm like, okay, this is your chance. I go up beside her, and I'm like, hey, because I heard they went to Cabana with some athletes. I was like, how is Cabana? She goes, oh, it was a wild one. And I was like, nice. Die. Nothing else followed that. And in my head, just pure panic. Ross Geller friends, like, think of something clever. Think of something. Say anything. Too much time is going. And then I was like, everyone's so tall here. Because it's basketball. We're at a basketball game. It's like they're walking skyscrapers. Oh my God. Just standing there mortified. She's not responding. And I'm like, what did you say? You should have had a game plan. And then I was like, more silence. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go sit down now. And usually your escape would mean you get to just leave the premise. My seat was literally 2 feet away.
Oh.
So I just went to go sit behind her, and I was like, what did you do?
Oh my God.
You look like an idiot. No. And just like obviously mentally tearing myself down. And I'm like, oh gosh, how am I ever going to get past this? So anyways, it's full circle to know that now I'm on a talk show speaking about how I could never speak to anybody. But that was definitely mortifying. Like as an adult, I was like, that was the worst.
That's hilarious. Thank you for sharing that. That is so funny. I don't know what I would have done.
It just got worse and worse. Yeah.
Just laughed. I would have laughed because it's funny.
I couldn't. I was just dying.
That is so funny.
So please, what is your embarrassing story? What do you have?
Honestly, I feel like I'm embarrassing every day, but because I honestly
you don't give that, but okay, I feel that.
You. Yeah, I think it took me a long time to kind of just own that I'm a little bit weird and awkward. But this is like a middle school moment, and I don't know if you like. I know we make this joke like Cam for president, but like I have a lot of weaknesses, and my biggest weakness is my lack of coordination. I'm not really good at like sports or anything, I don't think. Oh,
coordination in terms of athletic
ability. Okay. My athletic abilities are very
this
weak.
girl is so organized. No. What are you talking about? You coordinate everything.
Not athletic. Yeah, my athletics could use some work. And I remember we were dribbling a ball, like that was the exercise in middle school. We were supposed like gym class, right? We're playing basketball, and we're supposed to dribble it around the court or the gymnasium. And I was dribbling the ball and I tripped over myself on top of the ball.
Not in gym class.
In gym class, yeah. So there's that.
Bruises. What happened?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh no.
So what a good note to end on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at some point you just gotta laugh.
I know, right? Yeah. I'm grateful for all these experiences that shaped me. So
there you go.
Thank you for today. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. Ingat.
Ingat.
Not a little